Alright, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to start this lesson off by giving all the praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai Ba'ashem Rakakudash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Honors to all the brothers who are fervently preaching the word in sincerity and in faith. And Shalom to all the sincere. Akwath. And Shalom to the scattered Israelites who are amongst these heathen nations and look like these heathens. Now this lesson is going to be based on the severe storms and the intense heat that's been plaguing the coasts here in the U.S. So through the Spirit, I'm going to read this article, get some precepts, and Lord's will, you're edified. It says intense heat and severe storms are continuing to make their way through the United States this week and will creep into next week as summer temperatures officially take hold across the nation. Friday will be the last hot day for the East Coast, with numerous record highs likely for cities including Baltimore, Washington, New York, Philadelphia, and Raleigh, where it reached 101 degrees Fahrenheit on Thursday. Said New York opened its cooling centers on Thursday as temperatures reached into the 90s. This above average warmth combined with high humidity will lead to dangerous heat index values of 95 to 105 degrees, but temperatures are expected to cool off this weekend. For the West, record heat arrives Sunday and Monday, with temperatures forecast to soar into the upper 90s to low 100s. Portland and Seattle could set record highs next week. Meanwhile, severe storms will continue through the weekend in many places. On Thursday, there were 500 total storm reports, making it the third most active day of 2026 so far. More than a dozen tornadoes were reported in Illinois, Indiana, and Wisconsin. Devastating damage was seen in Illinois, with homes destroyed and debris littering the ground. In the small city of Streator, an entire cul-de-sac was ravaged by the twisters. The city of Streator said Friday that 11 homes sustained damage and that 4 people received minor injuries in the storms. Neighbors of one demolished home told NBC News that the couple who lived there was trapped under the rubble and had to be pulled to safety. NBC News witnessed another man trapped under pieces of what appeared to be his home, complaining that his leg was broken. He was later rescued by police. The storms also brought large hail across the middle of the country, with cars in Iowa seen being battered. Flooded roads and blinding rain were seen from Wisconsin to Pennsylvania. As of Friday morning, there have been no reports of storm-related deaths. But the city of Dearborn, Michigan, confirmed a tree fell on a 6-year-old during the storms. The child is facing minor injuries, a spokesperson for the city said. Severe storms will once again be possible for 66 million people across 2 regions Friday. The larger region is the Mid-Atlantic, the Appalachians, and the Northeast, where damaging winds will be the main threat. Cities to watch Friday include New York, Philadelphia, Washington, Baltimore, Raleigh, and Charlotte. The second is a smaller area of western Oklahoma, the Texas Panhandle, and small portions of New Mexico, Colorado, and Kansas, where hail, strong winds, and a tornado or two are possible. On Saturday, the severe storm risk returns to the Midwest and the Plains, where 14 million people are at risk, from northern Oklahoma to Illinois and Iowa. Cities to watch include Wichita, Kansas City, St. Louis, Des Moines, and Peoria. The main hazards will be wind gusts greater than 75 miles per hour, hail greater than 2 inches in diameter, and a few tornadoes. Severe storms will continue into Sunday, with 23 million people across the mid-Atlantic facing damaging wind gusts exceeding 60 miles per hour. This threat zone includes Richmond, Norfolk, Washington, Baltimore, and Philadelphia. Yeah. So basically, what the men of the Lord have been saying when it comes to this being a very active summer is coming to pass. You got fires, you got storms and tempests, you got earthquakes, you got heat waves. You got a lot of things going on. Baruch 4:32. Miserable are the cities which thy children served. Miserable is she that received thy sons. And these cities are miserable. They're plagued with violence. They're plagued with heat waves. They're plagued with fires. They're plagued with storms and tempests. Depending on where on the coast they are. They could be plagued with earthquakes. Places like California. There's power outages. There's destruction happening as a result of these fires and these storms and tempests in particular. So yeah, these cities are miserable. And the Lord is only going to make them more miserable as he continues to intensify his judgments upon these cities. Isaiah 29:6. Thou shalt be visited of the Lord Yahweh of hosts with thunder, and with earthquake, and great noise, with storm and tempest, and the flame of devouring fire. And that article was talking about the rain, the hail, possible tornadoes in certain places. So these are all signs of the Lord visiting. And the Lord is going to continue to visit. He's going to continue to bring his judgments upon these wicked cities, upon these wicked kingdoms, and upon these wicked people. Isaiah 28:2. Behold, the Lord hath a mighty and strong one, which has a tempest of hail and a destroying storm, as a flood of mighty waters overflowing shall cast down to the earth with the hand. And the Lord is sending these destroying storms. The hail that batters people's homes and cars. Tornadoes that sweep through certain areas and destroy people's homes, cars, tear up the roads, rip trees out of the ground. The torrential rain that causes flooding highways and neighborhoods and people's homes. See, the Lord, he's never been playing around with these people. Like I've been saying, a lot of people, they really thought, oh, the summer's coming, so we're going to be going on vacation and having cookouts and doing this and doing that. And, they really thought that they were going to be having fun this summer. And the Lord is shutting all of that down. The Lord got these heat waves happening. Ain't nobody trying to be outside in 100+ degree weather. Psalms 11:6. Upon the wicked he shall rain snares, fire and brimstone, and an horrible tempest. This shall be the portion of their cup. And when you look up the definition of tempest, it means a violent windy storm, such as hurricanes or tornadoes. And in certain parts of the U.S., the Lord has already started sending tornadoes, particularly in parts of the Midwest and the South. And the hurricanes will soon follow, and tropical storms as well. Psalms 83:14. As the fire burneth a wood, and as the flame setteth the mountains on fire. Verse 15. So persecute them with thy tempest, and make them afraid with thy storm. And clearly that's what the Lord is doing. Sending out these tornadoes, which are the tempest. And then you got the rain, the hail, the lightning from these storms. The Lord is not messing around in these last days. And the men of the Lord through the Spirit are going to continue to prophesy about these things. But we know that these wicked, simple, ignorant people are going to continue to ignore the warnings from the men of the Lord. And these people will continue to be punished as a result of that. Isaiah 48:22. There is no peace, saith the Lord Yahweh, unto the wicked. Yeah, there is no peace unto these wicked people. It's just going to be constant judgment. Like it says in 2 Ezra 8:50, for many great miseries shall be done to them that in a latter time shall dwell in the world, because they have walked in great pride. And nobody has more pride than these Babylonians, than these wicked Americans. They are the most ignorant, arrogant, proud, simple-minded people. Salakia. Hebrews 10:31. It is a fearful thing to fall into the hands of the living power. Yeah, and we see examples of that every single day. And this summer, we're going to be seeing a lot more examples. Just that the article that I read alone showed examples. Like people getting trapped under the debris of their home. Trees falling onto people. Like people's homes getting flooded. The hail coming down and just battering people's homes and their cars. The lightning strikes from these storms. The fires. When it comes to these heat waves, people catch heat stroke. There could be power outages. There could be problems with the power grid. Like it is a very fearful thing to fall into the hands of the Lord. Because the Lord could use anything as a way to punish people. And that's what a lot of people don't understand, because a lot of people will say, oh, this is just Mother Nature. Like, no, it's not. This is the judgment of the Heavenly Father, Yahweh. Like it says in Psalms 9 and 16, the Lord Yahweh is known by the judgment which he executeth. The wicked is snared in the work of his own hands, Higgaion Selah. Zephaniah 3 and 5 says the just Lord Yahweh is in the midst thereof. He will not do iniquity. Every morning doth he bring his judgment to light. He faileth not, but the unjust knoweth no shame. And so every day, the Heavenly Father brings his judgments to light. And he's going to continue to do that. And these judgments are going to become more destructive and intense and deadly. And there's nothing anybody can do to stop it, because this is the will of the Lord coming to pass. These are the things written in the scriptures and prophesied to happen, being fulfilled. So with that, I'm going to wrap it up here. In closing, I want to give all the praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai Ba'Shem Rakakudash. The Wadi Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai for putting the spirit on me to do this lesson. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Honors to our brothers who are fervently preaching the word in sincerity and in faith. Shalom to the sincere Akwath. And shalom to the scattered Israelites who are amongst these heathen nations and look like these heathens. I hope you all stay strong, stay safe, stay fervent, stay circumspect, stay prayed up in Adawan, Ratazah. Till next time, shalom.